need help to qualify. Green Bay as an NFC wild card or Central Matthews. Suddenly he wanted more, but he wound up with less, giving it up in the spirit of Christmas. And the Oilers recovered and scored on the next play. And, of course, the Browns had to come back with their final drive, and no one's going to enjoy Christmas more than Clay Matthews. But each NFL season really provides those kind of special moments, great plays, and sometimes burning controversy. And we've assembled some of this season's most outstanding memories. So sit back and enjoy our plays of the year.
Drifts to the left, takes it on the 32, dropped it. Picked it up, one man missed him, another man missed him. Now he's going wide off to the right. Deion to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40. My God, Deion Sanders is going to score. My God!
Quick pitch to Bo, trying to sweep the left side. Turns it up to the 10, 15, up the left side to 20. He's at the 30. Maybe nobody will get him. 50, 40. He's got a blocker. He's going to the 20, the 10. Touchdown Raiders! Bo Jackson! Holy Toledo!
And it's gonna be a long, long time. Touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at all. Oh, no, no, no.
That is unbelievable. A quarterback punts the ball 91 yards.
Am I aggravated? Yes, I'm aggravated because I don't remember feeling this bad in 1982 when I knew we couldn't play football. You're all going to editorialize and pontificate, but I'm surprised some of the real experts aren't here today. The real pontificators.
Who are the real experts that concern you?
Nobody. Nobody concerns me in this room, believe me.
We stink. We are absolutely an atrocious football team at this point right now. I doubt we have to play the rest of them, but there's no question in my mind that we will be fortunate to win one more game.
I would have said something to Buddy, but he wouldn't stand on the field long enough. He put his big fat rear end into the dressing room.
I have no respect for the man at all, and I don't think if his friend had known the club, he wouldn't be back next year, I'm sure, as a coach.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor.
Will the next person that sees anybody throw anything onto this field, point them out, or get them out of here? You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Chicago.
Please won't you be?
The day before Christmas and all through the league. One special gift some teams would love to receive. Here the holiday heat sets in a cool Jim Everett, who's kept the spirits flowing among his celebrated elves. He knows who's been naughty and nice and doesn't need to check his playlist twice. A playoff spot is all they want. These elves aren't ready to throw in the towel. On Flipper, on Henry, and Greg will ring the bell. Because their Santa, old St. Robinson, is dreaming of more than playoffs and holiday spirit. He says, ho, 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 a Super Bowl, here we go.
Patriots game wasn't on the Christmas list of many New Englanders. They've stayed away in droves, and it will not be a large crowd here this afternoon. The Rams can clinch a playoff spot with a win today. If they lose, L.A. needs help. A Minnesota loss tomorrow against Cincinnati or a Green Bay loss today at Dallas will get them in. The weather not as bad as expected. 21 degrees right now. First time it's been out of the teens in almost a week. And Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm Tim Brand, along with the guy with the big claws, Dan Jiggetts. Hey, Dan, let's talk about this game. First of all, the Rams come in here. They need a win to get into the playoffs, but they traditionally have not played well in cold weather.
But I think that really goes out the window today, and if it goes out the window, it's going to be very cold. But the Rams are going to go deep early today, I think, to Everett and Anderson, and that's going to put them on the board and try to bury the Patriots as soon as this game starts.
How about New England now? What motivates them? It's a team, Raymond Berry gave most of the week off to recuperate. It's a team without much motivation. They're 5-10, nothing really to play for. What motivates them?
Well, I think it is pride. And the other thing is Raymond Berry's done something a little different this time around. Normally at the end of the season, if you're out of the playoffs, you get to go home. Well, this time Raymond Berry says, hey, I want you guys to stick around for another team meeting on the 26th of December. Also, remember, Mark Wilson, the starting quarterback for the Patriots today, is going with a dislocated fracture on his index finger of his throwing hand. So we'll see how that develops as the day goes on.
All right, Dan, a look at Mark Wilson there. And, of course, New England will be kicking off. Look at this. The Rams have made the playoffs 5 of the last 6 years under Coach Robinson. They'll try to make it 6 out of 7 today. And New England has been very successful in season-ending games played here at Sullivan Stadium, 4-0. And we should pass this along as well. Raymond Berry said this team will not quit. It's got a lot of fight in it. Jason Starowski will be kicking off to Ron Brown and Bobby Del Pino. It's Brown at the 10. Across the 25 to the 27-yard line, and that's where the Rams will start. So bring on Jim Everett. Starting quarterback, leads the NFL in yards. You see that. And offensively, the rest of the talent that surrounds him. Hankey, Newberry, Smith, Slayton, and Jackie Slater. Johnson is the tight end. The wideouts are dangerous. All the skilled folks are. Bell, McGee in the backfield with Ellard and Flipper Anderson out wide. Holohan and Cox come in and passing downs, obvious passing downs when they spread the formation. Speed everywhere. First down, Rams. Everett's first pass, it's complete to the 37-yard line. Bobby Del Pino will be close to a first down. I think he got it. A gain of 11. Defensively for New England, it's Hodge, Tim Goad, and Brent Williams up front. They go in a 3-4 scheme, then they'll load up even more linebackers. Schultz, Reynolds, Rambert, and McGrew, the linebackers. In the secondary, Hurst, the longtime veteran Claiborne, Marion, and James. Bowman and Holmes, the nickel and dime backs. Hurst is the guy that they will probably pick on today. He's young and he bites a lot of times quickly. First down at the 40. Bell with a big hole, bangs his way out close to midfield. They'll mark it at the 49-yard line. It'll bring up second down and 1.
That time you saw Rembert, number 52, coming in on the blitz. Now you're going to see him flash right in the front of your screen. He's blocked in the backfield, and that's the key to the play because that really springs Bell. You see him coming up now. If you blitz and you take that opportunity, sometimes you're going to get burned, and that's what happened to the Patriots that time. Good blocking by the Rams up front.
I don't know whether to give Fred Marion credit for that tackle or just getting in the way. He was run over by Bell. Second down and 1. Rams. First down. McGee has about 4 or 5 more. Tim Goad makes the stop.
One of the things I want fans at home to look for today, Tim, is with the Rams, their offensive line. Now, they do something that's particular to the Rams, and that is watching them there, going to their pass protection, watch the position that those offensive linemen are in. Good extension on those arms and keeping their heads back, and what that does is it keeps those defensive linemen off their quarterback because they keep good separation. Watch them when they pass protect.
First down, the Rams go with 2 tight ends. Holohan comes into the ball game now for L.A. Everett throws the out pattern as incomplete to Henry Ellard. And it's another Rams first down. So we talk about the tradition that they've had in cold weather. This team has come out firing.
Well, you know, they came in yesterday and practiced a little bit, got a feel for the weather. It was a little colder yesterday than it is today. And as you know, it's a little bit warmer down in the field than it is up top here because the sun is shining down there. So they're not in bad shape.
It's in the 80s out in Southern California. A gain of 14, first down. The ball at New England's 30. This is Greg Bell, right side, big hole. And lunges forward to about the 23.
Key block there by Damone Johnson, number 86, tight end for the Rams. He's getting a nice block in the corner. Watch Damone Johnson, 86, on the right side of your screen. Watch him hook block here. That is get out there and get that linebacker out of the way, pushes him down out of the way. That allows Bell to spring in. He also got a good block from McGee that time. Help out those guys in your backfield. You know, they help you out when you need them to block for you.
The tackle was made by Ed Reynolds, the captain. He's been playing with a groin injury. It's second down, they need 3. The ball at the 23. Straight ahead goes Bell, bangs his way up to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Johnny Rembert made the stop there.
They call him Rambo because he just wreaks havoc all over the football field, and that time he made a nice stop.
Started playing baseball before he started playing anything else. Didn't pick up football until late.
That was the good news for a lot of guys.
Junior in high school when he first started playing football. Went to junior college, got a couple of scholarships, wanted to go to Florida. They didn't want him. He ended up at Clemson, and he's still playing. 7-year veteran. Third down and a long one. 2 tight ends for the Rams. Tackler gets the first down. He's down to the 17. Fred Marion makes the tackle. 4th first down on this drive. LA started on its own 29.
You think back to all the years that John Robinson at the Rams had 1,000-yard rushers, and everybody saying, hey, look, this year, what's going to happen? Bell doesn't look like he's running as well. Well, he may very well get his 1,000 yards today. I think he had 927 coming in.
Talking with John Robinson yesterday, we mentioned that LA had won its first 5 games. And we're off to a quick start. Then they lost 4, but then turned things around and won 5 of the last 6. He turned it around, and he says that's a credit to this young team. First down at the 17. Everett looks down near the goal line, intercepted by Marion. And Marion returns it to the 20. So the Patriots aren't ready to quit the season yet. An 18-yard return, the tackle made by Doug Smith.
Fred Marion was playing a little bit of center field. You see him right in the middle of your screen, 31. He's a safety back. He's just going to float back near that goal line, watch which way the quarterback looks, and then break on the ball. And that's exactly what he did. Flipper Anderson was the receiver down there, the intended receiver, and not Fred Marion.
10:56 remaining first quarter. New England stops them.
Announcing the biggest sale ever from Ford. Now, Ford gives you a $1,000 cash bonus on the #1 selling cars and trucks in America. A $1,000 cash bonus from Ford on Taurus, Thunderbird, Probe, Tempo, Mustang, and Festiva. A $1,000 cash bonus on the best-selling Ford Escort and Ford Ranger, plus Bronco and Aerostar. Or choose 4.8% financing for 48 months on Taurus and Aerostar. It's the biggest sale ever from Ford, with a $1,000 cash bonus on many of America's best-selling cars and trucks. See your Ford dealer today.
This is it. The game is about to start.
Less filling. Tastes great. Call it. It's a nickel. No, a quarter.
Herrera kicks off. Just a little deep.
Now throw it to Dwight.
Yeah, he's got hands like glue. Jones drops back. Touchdown! Taste Great! If Taste Great can hang on to this lead, they get the case of Miller Lite and go to the Super Bowl.
We need that secret weapon. Don't worry, we're going to get that case.
Gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. That being so stated, on to the job at hand. Please take note. Listen carefully. To begin,
every one of these executives flew to this important business meeting on a different airline, sampling various meals
beverages, onboard services,
plus Y plus Z sequence.
and other amenities. Can you find the one executive that flew here on Alaska Airlines?
Plus 65. Divide the whole quantity by...
Raymond Berry has never lost a year-ender here at Sullivan Stadium. And now New England jumps up and stops the Rams after an impressive drive. First down, Patriots at the 20. It's complete to Perryman. Well, that finger looks all right on Wilson.
Yeah, he's throwing short. You know, knew the Rams probably be in the zone early on. They did. The linebackers drop back. Swing your back out right around there, a little circle route, just pop it into him. See how you feel throwing the football, first of all. Does have that non-displaced fracture of his index finger. You saw him holding it there just briefly.
It's his right index finger, the pointer finger, slight fracture underneath. Completed 27 of 56 last week at Pittsburgh. Most passes he's ever thrown. This one is complete. He's now 2 for 2. Irving Fryer makes the catch at the 36.
Time Irving Fryer had a little pick or a rub going along with Eric Sievers, number 85. Now watch, you'll see Sievers come in, and that's what really cleans off Fryer when he comes back up inside. You see Sievers just at the top of the screen. Well, you can't see him in there, but anyway, that's what happened, believe me.
Fryer comes to the bottom of the screen. First down at the 36. Wilson throws deep. Incomplete. It was intended for Hartley Dykes. He says there was interference from Leroy Irvin.
Yeah, well, that may well have been, but if you're Hartley Dykes, you got to fly down the field on the go. You got to go after the ball like you really want it.
Vienne, Villa, Babb, Douglas, and Armstrong up front. Eric Sievers is the guy who's the tight end, and he's also a wide out. He's been very impressive the last couple of weeks. John Stevens, Pro Bowler. Last year, Perryman in the backfield with him. Hartley Dykes and Irving Fryer out wide, and Cedric Jones, the other wide out. It's second down and 10. And this one is almost picked off by Jerry Gray. It was intended for Fryer. Fryer slipped on the play. We'll set that defense for you. Smith, right, and Big Sean Miller up front. And the Rams will play a lot of linebackers. Green, Kelm, Strickland, and Wiltshire. And in that secondary, it's Gray, the longtime veteran, Leroy Irvin, who's been around 10 years out of Kansas, Newsom, and Stewart. Henley and Hicks will come in dime and nickel situations, which is right now. They go to 6 defensive backs, so they're in. It's third down and 10. Wilson throws, and it's complete. To Cedric Jones, no, incomplete. They say it hit the ground.
Hey, if it did hit the ground, you can hear it and feel it. Cedric Jones in the slot. Goes down, he's out here on the sideline. He's going to run a little button hook at about 10 to 12 yards. And now let's see if that ball skips up off the turf. Boy, it's tough to see from that angle, but it looks like it is down on the ground right there.
So Jeff Feagles will come into the game now as a punter for New England, and he'll be kicking to Darrell Henley. There's a good look at Feagles. Not having one of his greater years. This is a boomer, though. High spiraling punt that turns over, and Henley goes all the way back to the 12. The wall sets up, and he gets back to the 25. But there's good coverage by the New England Patriots. A 52-yard punt by Feagles, a 13-yard return, and the tackle was made by Marv Cook. We're scoreless.
Four-wheel drive?
It means that you can drive in every direction at the same time. There's 4 steering wheels for driving.
Anti-lock brakes?
Yes, you can lock them so no one will steal them.
Kids may not understand what Ford Aerostar's new four-wheel drive and standard rear anti-lock brakes are all about. But rest assured, their parents do.
Now get 4.8 financing for up to 48 months or a $1,000 cash bonus on Ford Aerostar.
So that's Joey's sister. Is she a college senior? No, she's going to be a freshman. She joined the military, learned a lot, and now they're paying for education with the GI Bill.
The GI Bill? You know what makes you want to sign up?
I did, and so did Joey.
Part-time, full-time in the U.S. Armed Forces.
Greet the season and your friends with the best.
Andre Champagne for the holidays and all year long.
I thought, this isn't a little quake. 504, it just felt like a giant jackhammer hit the house. The All-State Claims Adjuster was driven down here and introduced himself as Roger. He just took me around and consoled me and told me that we were going to get a place to stay in, we were going to be able to rebuild, and then he did something he didn't have to do. He started climbing right up there and hauling stuff out for us. You know, you listen to these ads about you're in good hands, and if you don't go through it, it's just one more ad that you laugh at. Well, I won't laugh at it now.
The last time these two clubs played, the Patriots scored on a Hail Mary pass as time expired, November 16th. Eason was the quarterback, 1986, throws it up top, and I want you to watch number 80, Fryer, the back of the end zone. Touchdown, New England, and they go on to win it 30-28. That game also marked the debut of one Jim Everett, who is now the quarterback of the Rams.
As high as Eason threw that thing, I think it might have brought rain in Southern California.
Irving Fryer would like to do that today. That Giants score is important to the Rams. The Rams need a win today to clinch, and if the Giants lose, the Rams get home field. But right now, it's New York out in front. First down and 10 at the 25. Everett with time throws the little swing pass incomplete. Intended for Greg Bell. Bell needs just 73 yards to get 1,000 today. John Robinson's 7th straight 1,000-yard rusher if he gets it.
Well, everyone says traditionally the Rams have run the ball so well, but you know, one of the things that's happened is with the maturation of Jim Everett and his understanding of the passing game of Ernie Zambezi. Well, now you start throwing the ball because you got some threats downfield. Ellard and Flipper Anderson and even Aaron Cox and later on Ron Brown at some point. Certainly Pete Holohan, the tight end.
Second down and 10. Here he is, Bell across the 30. Midfield. Stops and cuts back inside the 30 to 28-yard line. Finally tackled by Fred Marion. But a big run by Greg Bell, the 6-year veteran out of Notre Dame. 53 yards.
The key here, though, is watch Bell on the cutback. Now, he's going to head over to his right and then break it back over to the left. Gets good blocking on that backside, and that is really the key. Pankey with a nice blocking as well as Newberry, and that springs him into the secondary. Now, had the weather been warm, I think Bell would have gone all the way. But you can see him tightening up a little bit as he's running downfield, trying to make a little move there and going back inside. Marion brings him down.
First down, they mark it at the 28. Johnny Rembert makes the tackle.
Oh, man, that time Greg just ran over Rambo.
Cleveland Gary in the game was the ball carrier.
Watch Greg Bell here. This time he's going to run over Rambo Rambert. Watch him. Number 42. Rambert's going to come up in there and just get run over. He got smoked on that play. That is Cleveland Gary, excuse me.
Second down and 7 at the 25 for the Rams. Everett swings it out to Delpino. And Delpino's run out of bounds at the 24 by Ed Reynolds. Reynolds is the leading tackler for the Patriots. Good look at Jim Everett. Boy, has he matured.
When I asked him about his maturation process, he goes, what does that mean? Typical Jim Everett.
28 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. So it's a high percentage of touchdowns over the INTs.
You can see him as he's walking to the line of scrimmage, surveying that defense. That's something young quarterbacks don't do as well as older quarterbacks. Something else he's picked up and learned.
Higgins and McSwain come in for the Patriots. 6 defensive backs. It doesn't help. The Rams complete it to Henry Ellard inside the 5.
Everyone's expecting Henry Ellard to make a patented move off, a break off of his route. This time he just runs a seam straight down the field. Everett reads it perfectly, reads into that zone, and just pops it right on into Henry Ellard.
Ellard is the Rams' leading receiver. Came into this game with 66 catches. His hamstring pull is better, but it's only 95%, he says. Not completely healthy yet. It looks like he banged up his elbow that time. First and goal at the 4. McGee and Bell in the backfield. This is Bell. It's down to the 2, and that's it.
A few of the Rams, a cold day down on the goal line, what do? I think you just keep pounding the football in there, running the ball. Don't try to get fancy throwing it in the air. That's what they did on this play. Greg Bell running the football. That offensive line gets an opportunity to tee off a little bit and push some people off the ball. You saw that block by Pankey. He's got his man all the way back in the end zone already.
Bell now has 71 yards. We told you he needs just 73 to get the 1,000. A touchdown would get it for him.
I run to that left side.
Here he is. This is Bell. No gain. Great fill by the linebackers. Rembert got there first along with Schultz.
See, I think it's tough when you're trying to run wide down on the goal line because the pursuit can take you all the way to the sideline. Now, that's what basically happens here with the Rams is the pursuit of the defense of the Patriots really strings the play out, and all of a sudden Greg Bell comes around the corner and he has no help. Nobody to run interference for him.
It'll bring up 3rd and goal. Formation by the Rams. Everett the throw does up top. Touchdown. Lamone Johnson. No, he dropped it. How did he drop that? It was right in his hands. That's what he wants to know.
And all this time, I thought Roberto Duran was hands of stone, but watch this play. This pass is right into his hands. Now, Jim Everett puts a nice little touch on this thing because he's down there close. He's got to feather it in there, and that's what Everett does. And Damone just simply drops that one. Started looking back before he had the ball in and didn't look it in and tuck it away.
Mike Lansford comes on for a 19-yard field goal, and the Rams are on the board. Well, Johnson had it right in his hands and drops a short touchdown.
That's good.
Oh, my. I was already marking it down.
Here's another look at it now. Watch his eyes. Watch where his head goes when he catches the football. He attempts to catch it. See, his head looked away, and he didn't look it all the way in because he's trying to make sure that he's not out of bounds. He's not out of the back of the end zone. But the first thing you got to do is catch the football. Guarantee yourself that, and then worry about being in bounds. Again, watch his head. He looks away just a second before that ball pops out.
Protect your gifts from the holiday crush. Now, when you use Gold MasterCard, you can get a special gift sticker to let friends and family know their gifts are covered by Master Purchase. Covered for 90 days against loss, theft, or breakage. If anything happens before or after you give the gift, one phone call will replace it. The gift sticker, only from Gold MasterCard. The best gold card to master the moment.
Guys, in the second half, let's try to remember what we are playing for. Pride, glory, and 24 cans of America's favorite light beer. Now, we don't care about finding Super Bowl tickets in that case. The airplane, the hotel, or the money. We don't care about those things, do we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah! Okay, we do.
You can win a free trip to the Super Bowl, too. Look for this display wherever Miller Lite is sold.
And don't forget, our secret weapon. We're gonna get that case!
If you can imagine a vehicle that looks like this, can handle like this, and provide room like this, you either have an excellent imagination or you have a Ford Taurus wagon.
Now get 4.8 financing for up to 48 months or a $1,000 cash bonus on Ford Taurus.
'Tis the season.
You know Santa Claus?
Yeah, we met in a bar in Morocco.
For a Murphy Brown Christmas.
It was the night before Christmas.
Monday.
9 plays, 73 yards, 19-yard field goal, and it's 3-0 Rams. Mike Lansford to kick off to George Wansley and Irving Fryer. This is Fryer. Big hole. Fryer's out across the 40. Into Ram territory at the 40-yard line. Finally run out by Jerry Gray. A 48-yard return by Irving Fryer.
I was talking to Irving Fryer yesterday, and he said, you know, he's finally starting to come back into form a little bit. He's had a lot of problems with injuries this season, and he said one of the things that's really helping him is running back kicks, and here he takes it right up that left sideline and does a nice job of returning the ball. Now, one guy that was back there was Lansford, and that's who you saw Fry just make that little adjustment there to try to avoid him, and now he's getting some help from Gray downfield. But you saw Lansford as the last guy down, and he's going to try to run past him.
First down, Patriots at the 41. Wilson has time, throws incomplete. It was intended for Cedric Jones. Fryer's also going to return punts today, first time this year. He did it only once last year.
Oh, that's interesting, too, to watch that happen as a, receivers in the last game of the season, and a guy who's basically established himself like Fryer to be doing those kinds of things late in the season shows you that he's kind of interested in helping his team out.
We'll update that Raiders-Giants score for you. It's now 7-7. That's the longest kickoff return of Fryer's career. This is Stevens, left side. Gets around the corner and bangs his way down to the 35-yard line, knocked out by Strickland and Vince Newsom. It's been a frustrating year for John Stevens, but he needs only 58 yards to move to 10th on the Pats all-time rushing list ahead of Andy Johnson.
Yeah, but if the Patriots hope to win today, John Stevens has to have a big day for him. He's got to put some impressive numbers up. If he doesn't, the passing game of the Patriots on a cold day like this is just not going to get it done against the Rams. They have to have some real productivity out of their running backs.
Well, he has 794 yards for the year. Needs just 14 for back-to-back 1,000 yards seasons from scrimmage, total offense, but he's had a quad problem all year and then a neck injury, so he's had some problems. Third down and 5 for Wilson. Incomplete. He was intended for Eric Severs, the tight end. Severs should have had it.
Wilson put that one a little bit behind him, though. He had to spin around and try to catch the ball when he was going on his out route.
Wilson now 2 for 7, 16 yards. Crowd wanted him to go for it on 4th down and 5. Eagles comes on to punt. And Henley is back at the 10.
Raymond Berry. There's a lot of talk around the New England area about what's going to happen with his coaching staff. Is he going to have to hire offensive and defensive coordinators, which he doesn't have now? Is he going to be back? All those questions have to be answered in the month of January.
It's a high pooch punt that hits inside the 10 and gets a Rams bounce out to the 14. Crowd doesn't like that decision. They say, hey, you're 5 and 10, go for it. 22-yard punt. No return. It's Christmas Eve in New England, and the Rams lead it 3-0.
Oh, honey, don't come near me, please.
Oh, I can't. No, it's not a good idea.
Oh, no, baby, not right now.
Oh, sweetie. You don't want to get too close.
Fight morning breath with Scope. Scope has 2 powerful ingredients to kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
Kiss me.
What are you waiting for?
Great kiss.
You may kiss me now.
Scope, the best thing first thing in the morning.
Here she comes. Little Bonnie is coming home.
Firstborn child, it's a new time for you. There's a stranger in the house today.
You want to say hi to your baby sister?
So what's all the fuss? Why she's so special to us? Are you wondering how long she'll stay?
Beautiful blue eyes.
Do you think that we'd forget you? Are you fearing the worst? Do you think we don't remember?
I have blue eyes first.
It's a good time for a great taste.
You free for lunch?
Of McDonald's. It's a good time for talking it over cheeseburgers, man to man.
Somebody's gonna have to show her the ropes. Someone who's been around the block a few times.
Taking time to understand.
Think Bonnie might like this, Dad?
Sooner or later.
It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
20 degrees on Christmas Eve in New England. Sullivan Stadium, Foxboro, Massachusetts. Tim Brandt and Dan Jiggets with the Rams leading the Patriots 3-0 with 4:57 remaining in the first period. 9 plays, 73 yards was the drive that scored. But the discouraging thing for the Rams was they had 1st and goal at the 4 and only got a 19-yard field goal out of it. Sparse crowd. First down at the 14. Bell. Gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage. Ed Reynolds makes the tackle.
Ed Reynolds was the stopper. Lost a yard on the play for Rams.
Actually lost a yard on it.
Green Bay all tied up with Dallas, and of course Green Bay in a race to try to get to the playoffs right along with the Rams and the Minnesota Vikings and everybody else.
Quite a predicament for Green Bay. Minnesota loses, Green Bay wins, they take the Central. But they have a better chance of getting in with the title than they do as a wild card. If they lose today, then the Rams are in. Everett throws this one incomplete. Good coverage on Johnson by Fred Marion. It'll bring up third down and 11.
Damone Johnson that time was screaming to the officials that he felt he was interfered with, but you know, when you come across the middle like that and you're trying to reach up for that pass, you got to be aggressive about going after it, particularly on a day like this, because you're not going to get an easy call.
You can't tell me that the cold weather's not affecting him. He had a touchdown pass all by himself in the end zone and dropped it. 6 defensive backs now for the Patriots. McSwain comes in along with Howard Figgins. Third down and 11. Everett rolls right, throws back. Intercepted. Maurice Hurst makes the interception.
Interception for the Patriots.
Fourth round draft pick out of Southern. His 5th interception of the year.
Hurst is number 37. He's on the right-hand side of your screen. Just went out of view. Now what happens is Everett rolls off to his right and tries to throw some comebacks. He's got 2 comebacks going. And unfortunately for him, Hurst steps in front of this one. Now Hurst is a rookie. Everybody said that, well, he's going to really be tested today because of those Rams receivers. But when we talked to him yesterday, he didn't seem too scared about the whole situation. He recognized their speed. But he says, hey, I've been tested this season so far.
Everett's thrown 2 interceptions today. First down at the 25. Perriman bangs off the right side inside the 20 to the 19.
You know, to go back to Hurst, Maurice Hurst, they call him Elmer. And the reason why is because they say he has such great hands. It's like he has glue hands. So it's Elmer's glue, you know. And you saw that on that interception. That's a tough ball to break on. And he did it and made the interception for the Patriots.
He leads the Patriots in interceptions. That was his 5th. He says sometimes he guesses and gets beaten. Everett said we're going to make him bite. So far, Everett's thrown 2 INTs. It's 2nd down and 4. Stevens, nice cut inside to the 10-yard line. Fred Strickland finally trips him up.
Everybody's been saying that John Stevens really hasn't run well since he ran into Fuller from the 49ers earlier this season. It really had an effect on him, a deleterious effect. Now you see him coming out on that right side. He's cutting in there. He's looking pretty good, looking very comfortable as he's running the ball today.
First down, Patriots at the 11. Stevens has nowhere to run this time and nowhere to hide. Kelm got there first along with Owens and Strickland and Wiltshire and a whole host of Rams.
Well, Sean Smith looked like he wanted to go for the ride for a little bit. You know, he just got here to the Rams number 97 there, and he just stayed on him for about 2 or 3 seconds longer than he probably should have. Then, you know, you got to, first impression's the lasting one, so you want to make sure that coach knows you're doing your job.
Loss of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 13 at the 14-yard line. That front of the Rams is thin. Mike Peel hurt his elbow last week, so the Rams don't have many folks up front. Intercepted by the Rams. It's Strickland across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Well, just like that, L.A. gets it back. A 30-yard return by Strickland.
Well, I tell you what, there were so many Rams back there. I think they had to draw straws to decide who was going to intercept this ball. You see Strickland, number 53, right down there. Now, the ball is tipped back to him right there. He picks it off and says, hey, look what I found. Takes off and runs down that right sideline. Watch again. Mark Wilson just tries to throw a ball dead into coverage.
It's tipped by Leroy Irving.
Irving tips it to Strickland. Strickland takes it off Hartley Dykes back and takes off with it.
1:53 remaining first period. It's 3-0 Rams. And LA has a first down at the 32. Bell, big hole, cuts outside to the 46-yard line.
Good job by number 94, David Ward.
That big offensive line for the Rams is really giving Bell some good blocking up front today.
A gain of 14, and Bell's now over 1,000.
I think he just waved to you and said, thanks, Tim, for mentioning that.
That's the 7th straight year Robinson has had a runner go over 1,000. He's not going to stop there. Breaks a couple of tackles and twists and turns and spins his way out to the 48.
You know, coming into today, the Rams wanted to put the ball up top early, as we said in the open, and get the ball downfield to Anderson and Holohan and Ellert and those guys and get it into the end zone quick and take the life out of this Patriots team. But when you get in a cold weather situation, maybe something the Rams are trying to learn is how to run the football, because when you get in these bad weather situations, that's what you really have to rely on, is your running game.
Second down and 6, the ball's loose. Everett got it back. Jim Everett was telling us yesterday that if this defense of New England gets down on itself, and you score early on them, look out. But don't let them get going, because then it can really get excited.
Well, sure. You know, everybody on the Patriots defense knows that they've got a mission right now, because they all want to be back. They all want to be employed next year. So everybody that thinks that somebody's going to lie down and take it easy because it's the last game of the regular season is not really all with it. These guys understand the fact that, you know, they're going to be evaluated at the end of the season, just like the coaching staff is and the whole organization. So you have to keep going at it.
Defense ranks 22nd in the league in total defense as the first quarter winds down.
It'll be the end of the first quarter here at Solis Stadium.
The end of the first period. It's 3-0 Rams.
Every child should know the joy and beauty that's in nature. I'm Steve Grogan of the New England Patriots with a special message from your United Way. If you haven't had a chance to spend time with your family, make the time while you still have the time. Through Scouting and the Wise, Campfire, and all the agencies that serve youth, United Way is strengthening family values that mean so much to children. The times I spend with my boys are the most precious moments in my life. If you haven't taken the time to be with your family, the United Way and the family service agencies they fund want you to find some precious moments of your own. Because the United Way, it brings out the best in all of us.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Miller Lite. America's favorite light beer brings you the Miller Lite All-Star Super Bowl game. Gold Mastered Card, the best gold card to master the moment. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Well, the Rams held the ball 10.5 minutes. And that guy right there is waiting to get into the ball game.
Chances are he has a spot out there today, as cold as it is.
3-0, LA. 87 yards rushing for the Rams, but 2 interceptions that Everett's thrown. Loss of 3 on the last play, so it's 3rd down and 9 to start the second period, and this one's complete. Clipper Anderson runs out of bounds at the 40-yard line, or just near the 40. And it'll be a first down for the Rams. There's the time of possession we were telling you about. The Rams held the ball 10.5 minutes in that first 15.
Well, New England's gotten the ball a couple of times on turnovers, but they really haven't been able to do anything with it. Rams had that opening drive that was a very key one for them, but Everett threw the interception down near the goal line.
first down, they go with Bell. And Bell's hit immediately. Breaks a tackle and gains a yard out of it. But Rembert got there first.
Yeah, but he didn't wrap him up, and I'm sure that Rembert's thinking about that right now, saying, hey, gee, I wish I'd gotten my arms around him because I'd have gotten credit for the stop. That way he just got in his way, and Bell just kind of tripped forward a little bit.
Reynolds finally made the tackle. Well, there's the weather in Los Angeles. 85 degrees expected high today. New England, it's 21. Wind chill factor is 0. But those folks in L.A. don't know what they're missing. People pay a lot of money for this kind of weather when they go skiing. And Christmas time, white Christmas in New England. This ball is poorly thrown in the direction of Henry Ellard.
Well, Ellard never turned around. He was still running his route when Everett ducked it off. Everett was on a little bit of pressure, but not enough to make him force the ball in like that. Ellard came in motion and went back out on a little yo-yo move, and Jim just tossed the ball out to him. Watch here. You see Ellard, number 80, going in motion there now. Everett unloads the ball, and Ellard has never turned around to look for it. Now, the question is, was it going to Holohan downfield or Ellard, but they're both in the same area.
Everett now 5 for 11, 60 yards, 2 interceptions. 6 defensive backs by New England on 3rd down and 10 for the Rams. They're going up top. It's thrown in the direction of Ellard. Incomplete. Good coverage by Rod McSwain.
You know, just a time when you think you're going to cause a real problem for a secondary, you know, they kind of rise to the occasion as well. And this time, McSwain hadn't been playing all that much this season, but you watch him hanging right with Ellard down the sideline. Good coverage. Just kind of works into that receiver. You saw him working to Ellard, pushing to the sideline all the time, looking back for the ball.
Dale Hatcher is the Rams punter, and Irvin Fryer is deep for New England. This ball hits at the 5 and goes into the end zone for a touchback. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the New England defense is held again. 13:57 remaining in the half. It's still 3-0 Rams.
Even after sleeping 4 long years, the Duracell batteries you know and love still give you the life you need. There's a date that proves it. Duracell, with 4-year storage.
Welcome back to the Miller Lite All-Star Super Bowl game. Coach Wendt is on the headset.
Yeah, could you send over a pizza? What's the address here?
Uh-oh, it's the old Coochie play.
Coochie to you too, Mounts.
Herrera has the ball. Touchdown. Was that the secret weapon? And who's going to win that case of great-tasting Miller Lite and go to the Super Bowl?
We're going to get that cake.
The Volvo 240 has a reputation for surviving accidents, and we at Subaru have always been impressed by that. So we gave the Subaru Legacy wagon unibody construction, like the Volvo 240. But we also gave it full-time 4-wheel drive and anti-lock brakes, because the best way to survive an accident is not to get into one. See your Subaru dealer for details on the special value lease program.
The Rams have dominated total yardage, the only scoring thus far by McLansford with a 19-yard field goal after L.A. had 1st and goal at the 4. 2 interceptions thrown by Everett, and it's 3-0 Rams. Now, Wilson, who was trying to go with a broken index finger, now comes out of the ball game. He missed his last 6 passes. He was only 2 for 8, and now Grogan comes in.
Well, Raymond Berry tells he really doesn't see any difference between the 2 quarterbacks. He feels that they're both on par with one another. So apparently Wilson is not really capable of throwing the ball as well as he'd like to with that broken finger. So Steve Grogan comes in.
All right, so Wilson leaves 2 for 8, 16 yards. And 1 interception.
We are informed that there's no injury to Mark Wilson. They just want to give Steve Grogan an opportunity to come in and throw the football a little bit. So the old veteran gets to line it up one more time.
Grogan, a 15-year veteran out of Kansas State. 8 touchdowns, 12 interceptions this year. He's hit on 50% of his passes, and he's been sacked 7 times. 1st down at the 20. This ball's on the ground.
Well, it seems to me that if I were the Patriots, I would have practiced that center quarterback exchange a couple of times on the sideline before I let Grogan come in.
Grogan made the recovery. You see the Giants-Raiders score still tied at 7 in the second period.
Green Bay and Dallas still tied. New Orleans over Indianapolis 3-zip.
You know, that Raiders touchdown came on a 1-yard pass. They've seen those Giants goal line stands, so they just threw it. Boy, has Detroit ever finished strongly. Second down and 12, the ball at the 18. Grogan on the reverse. This is Fryer. Nice cut inside, and Fryer takes it all the way out to the 28. Finally stopped by Leroy Irvin.
Key thing there, though, for the Patriots was the ball handling by Grogan. That really fools the defense because you watch that defensive reaction. They can't really tell where the ball's going until Irvin Fryer's got it in his hands. Now, there's one tackler there. He blows past him. He blows past Wilcher, and he's downfield for a nice run. Key there, though, being that Grogan hit that ball so well and really disguised the play.
Second run of the year for Fryer. He's had big yardage on both of them. It'll bring up third down and 1. The ball now marked at the 29. Grogan throws complete to Dykes. Dykes has the first down. Jerry Gray makes the stop.
That play makes a lot of sense, though. If you got a big receiver like Hartley Dykes, just throw that quick hitch pass out to him, let him catch the ball, and try to run over a defensive back. Kid's 6'4" and about 220 or so why not try it?
He's now caught a pass in 11 straight games. He's got a pretty good streak going. He had 10 catches last week. He's only started the last 5 games. He's had 10 first downs and 11 receptions. Straight ahead for about 4.
You know, it's interesting to watch the difference in the rhythm of the offense for the Patriots now that Grogan is in there. Quite naturally, Grogan's going to call all his own plays.
Stevens just barreled ahead. He was tackled by Sean Smith.
He was calling the plays for the Patriots. Flutie is signaling the plays in right now, but Grogan called all the plays here for the Patriots for a number of years. Of course, he was a starting quarterback, and when he wasn't, and they had Tony Eason here, they allowed him to do it. But there's Doug Flutie. Talked to him down on the field today. He says it's been rather disappointing this season. His numbers have been disappointing, certainly.
You know what's interesting is about Raymond Berry calls whether it's a pass or run. Then the offensive coordinator decides what play they're going to run. This play's a good one. Perriman bangs his way out close to the 45-yard line. Should be enough for a first down for New England. I say offensive coordinator. There really isn't an offensive coordinator. It's Raymond Berry, but he decides whether it's a run or a pass. Then Bobby Greer, if it's a run play, makes the call for a run, or Richard Wood makes it if it's a pass play, and then it's signaled in by Flutie.
And really, when you think about it, Grogan, this year they offered him the quarterback coaching job here, and he turned it down to play another season, and certainly he's got to be entered into that mix.
That's an offense by committee.
Yeah.
Grogan on first down, gives to Stevens. Stevens still on his feet at the 48-yard line. Mel Owens stood him up.
Raymond Berry looks somewhat detached from that whole situation, but he's really on top of the offensive side of things. Richard Wood is the pass play guy. He's over on Flutie's left, I believe.
Raiders have jumped on top of the Giants 14-7. Berline to Fernandez, 30-yard strike. Second down and 6 for the Patriots. Grogan fires, incomplete. It was intended for Dykes, but it was excellent coverage by the left cornerback, Jerry Gray.
Yeah, now the key here is watch Gray break on the ball. Number 25, he's working against Hartley Dykes up the top. Now watch him break on the ball. As soon as the ball's popped in there, Gray is in there in a flash. That's how come he's going to the Pro Bowl, because this time he just kind of disrupts the vision of the receiver and gets it just on that elbow, just enough to knock it out of Hartley Dykes' hands.
Good look at Gray, 6 foot 185, 5-year veteran out of Texas. Third down and 6. Grogan goes to the shotgun. Rams are in a nickel defense. Grogan has time and throws over the head Brogan looks very stiff.
I think if you've been sitting on that sideline, anybody's going to be stiff. But that's how come I'm surprised they didn't do more in terms of warming him up. I was watching over there on the sideline and really didn't see him warm up at all before he came in.
Brogan now 1 for 3, a total of 4 yards as you look at Jeff Beagles. His last punt, 52-yarder, and he's kicking to Darrell Henley and Leroy Irvin. Good snap. This kick is not pretty, but it's effective. And Irvin is hit almost immediately. A 35-yard punt, 6-yard return, and still 3-0 Rams.
What's your first priority? Miss Crowley.
Well, I'm assuming there's product in the pipeline, so...
Assuming, Miss Crowley. Unfortunately, assuming doesn't feed the bulldog.
The top business schools prepare you for every eventuality you will ever encounter in the business world, except one, business travel. We've got that one covered. United. Come fly the friendly skies.
How can Miss Crowley's 3-person sales force stay on top of her far-flung enterprise?
Soldier Field, Chicago. Over 300 dead batteries and 1 die-hard battery. Our most powerful ever jump-starts every one. Die-hard. More power when you need it most.
Tots, the premium champagne.
The Volvo 240 has a reputation for surviving accidents, and we at Subaru have always been impressed by that. So we gave the Subaru Legacy wagon unibody construction, like the Volvo 240. But we also gave it full-time 4-wheel drive and anti-lock brakes, because the best way to survive an accident is not to get into one. See your Subaru dealer for details on the special value lease program.
There's evil in the air.
I saw my own death.
As the ultimate assassin moves in for the kill.
He's gone up there to die.
Beauty and the Beast, Wednesday.
When you wake up tomorrow, open your presents, get a fire going, and celebrate Christmas weekend here on CBS. You'll see the World Figs, World Junior Figure Skating Championships from Colorado Springs, along with a special report on this season's World Cup skiing circuit. That'll be followed by NBA action. The Cleveland Cavaliers battle the Atlanta Hawks live from the Omni in Atlanta. All here tomorrow on CBS. First down for Everett. He throws it out to Flipper Anderson. Anderson runs out at the 30-yard line by Maurice Hurst. Hey, Dan, you know how Anderson got his nickname Flipper?
No, tell me. I'm setting you up. Go ahead.
Well, his grandma Pearl, when he was a baby, said he used to cry like a dolphin, so she named him Flipper. Said he sounded like a dolphin when he cried. True story. Just call her. She'll tell you. Second down and 3 at the 31. Flipper will tell you. Cutback by Bell, and then he carries tacklers across the 40 to the 42-yard line. First down Rams.
Oh, but I like what he did when he came through. You know, Marion and James came up on the tackle, but watch Bell. A little high step in there when he hit the line of scrimmage. That's what you like to see. He knows his big guys up front doing some nice blocking for him right there. Gets another nice block from McGee. Now watch his high stepping right there. Little fake to try to throw the defensive backs off. Also, you look kind of good when you do that.
Tell you what, he's looked pretty good all day. 10 yards on that one. Bell now 12 carries, 97 yards. Everett to throw on first down. Does. Has a man, and it's complete to Eller. At the 34-yard line. He was working on Fred Marion, the free safety.
Yeah, and he had to have great concentration to catch that, too, because he could see Marion coming, number 31. He can see him coming when he's closing in on the ball. Now, Eller just keeps his eyes on that ball and catches, makes a nice reception, and Marion comes right up over the top. Another little look at it here. Everett downfield to Henry Eller. Comes back to the ball a little bit, works himself back in, and makes a beautiful reception. Good concentration.
A gain of 25. First down at the 34. scrimmage, struggles ahead for one. Great defensive play by David Ward, who came across and wouldn't let him go. If you're just joining us, let's reset the scene for you. This is what has to happen for the Rams to get into the playoffs. If they win today, they're in. If they lose, then either Green Bay or Minnesota has to lose. Minnesota playing tomorrow night against Cincinnati. Green Bay playing today
and they're all
at Dallas.
They're all tied up with Dallas right now, 3 apiece.
Second down and 10. Said Green Bay. I'm telling you, my tongue is frozen. Everett throws back. It's Johnson, and he's hit immediately.
Little screen back to the tight end. At that time, I saw Jackie Slater and Tom Newberry out there talking to each other because neither one of them blocked the cornerback coming in.
You can't fool an old veteran like Raymond Claiborne.
He says he's not ready to retire yet. Everybody's saying, well, you know, isn't this race last year, 13 years in the National Football League? Claiborne says, hey, look, I want to make him run me off. I'm going to stick around.
He says he doesn't talk as much out on the field as he used to. He's matured a lot. But he said he can still play.
Yeah, he says he saves that energy for running after those wide receivers.
6 defensive backs now for New England. It's 3rd down and 9. Everett looks deep. Incomplete, intended for Aaron Cox, but broken up by Hurst.
Well, I tell you what, if Maurice Hurst is the guy that the Rams decided to pick on today, they picked the wrong fella. Great coverage once again downfield, this time on Aaron Cox. Reaches up, slaps the ball away. And I thought he had possession of it a little bit longer than he did, because if he had just been able to scoop that ball down, up a little bit, he had an interception again. That would be number 2.
Lansford on to attempt a 50-yard field goal. He's already hit from 19. He's not even close. Lansford does not wear a shoe, and I guarantee you that foot is cold.
He told me, he said earlier today down in the field, he says, you know, you can only kick one time with it, and then you got to get it warmed up again.
Kicking with a shoe on is like picking up a dime with gloves, he says.
For years, we've been telling you how the 4-wheel drive Subaru helps the U.S. ski team get to their events early. Yet at the 1989 World Championships, Norway, France, Italy, and Sweden all got there before us. How'd they do it? That was the year we lent them each a Subaru. See your Subaru dealer for details on the special value lease program.
Guys, in the second half, let's try to remember what we are playing for. Pride, glory, and 24 cans of America's favorite light beer. Now, we don't care about finding Super Bowl tickets in that case. The airplane, the hotel, or the money. We don't care about those things, do we?
Yes, we do.
Okay, we do. You can win a free trip to the Super Bowl, too. Look for this display wherever Miller Lite is sold. And don't forget, our secret weapon. We're gonna get that case.
It's the best territory. First Interstate Bank territory. Because with the First Interstate Bank card, you can get cash anytime, day or night. From Washington, D.C. to New Mexico, Colorado to Nevada. In fact, all across the U.S. with Cirrus ATMs. So get a First Interstate Bank card and cash in on our territory. First Interstate Bank. We go the extra mile for you.
Come all ye NBA faithful. Watch Dominic stuff some stockings. It's a Yuletide Jam Fest Christmas Day on CBS.
You know, every year there are people who are left off the Pro Bowl list that you always feel deserve to go. And here's my list of guys who are not going to go to Hawaii, but I think should have a trip. Everett, Monk, you saw that, the receivers there. And then look at the offensive line. Lachey, can you believe he's not going? Harris Barton, Lomas Brown, some good players in there. We'll get to the defense a little bit later.
Lachey didn't give up a sack all year. New England's 4 possession, 3 punts, and an interception. This is Grogan who has this one knocked down. Wilson and Grogan both have been ineffective.
Special teams in that all-Jiggers team now. Deion Sanders from Atlanta. I picked him because he can run back punts, kickoffs, and he could make the all-goal Mr. T starter kit team, so he could get us some deals on goal as well. Mike Lansford of the Rams, the kicker. George Seifert, San Francisco, as the coach.
the heater down on the field.
Won't need one of those in Hawaii.
Rams ordered a couple of those for this game.
That looks like a jet engine.
2nd down and 10, the ball at the 33 for New England. 3-step drop, Grogan pumps and loses it. He gets it back. His hands are cold. He went to pump, and the ball just came right out. That really should have been an incompleted pass.
Yeah, but you saw it. Now let's watch it on the replay, though, to see if that hand is coming forward here. He had trouble getting the snap, first of all. Now he's going to try that pump fake right there, and that ball just comes right out. You're right, that is an incompleted pass. His hand was coming forward.
That's a loss of 8. It'll be 3rd and 18, and I can't understand why that's not an incompleted pass.
The arm motion is definitely coming forward.
Who's to say that he's not faking it?
Well, they're taking a peek at it now upstairs.
Well, if they do take a peek, they ought to move it back to the line of scrimmage. That's an incompleted pass.
Once again, I watch Grogan. If his arm comes forward and that ball comes out, it's an incompleted pass. Whether he throws it 1 yard or 30 yards, same difference. There it is. Pops right out there.
Royal Cathcart, the replay official today.
With a name like Royal, you better stay up there in the replay booth.
Don't forget, coming up at halftime, Brent and Herb will have all the scores and highlights and the latest information on the playoff situation for you. And Brent will talk to Bud Carson.
We have a reversal. Pass is ruled incomplete. Back to the previous spot. 3rd down.
Well, Howard Rowe, the referee, makes the call after Mr. Cathcart took a look at it, and that is the correct call. It should have been ruled that way in the beginning.
We knew it all the time.
So it'll be 3rd down and 10. Grogan has problems. Throws to the outside. It's complete. It's only a gain of 3. Robert Perryman made the catch, but they needed a whole lot more. Nice defense by Vince Newsom.
There's a flag back in the backfield of the Patriots.
And it's going to be roughing the passer against the Rams.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 57 on the defense. Hands to the face of the quarterback. 1st down.
That's George Bethune, number 57.
Let's see old George back there working against Steve Grogan now. This has got to be something that is really drastic, I would think, in order to get the 15-yarder. There's Bethune right there, and he just kind of hits him up in the face. I don't know what else you expect a defensive lineman to do or a linebacker to do. That's a cheap call as far as I'm concerned.
It's a big call, though, because it gives the Patriots new life in Ram territory. 1st down at the 48. Perriman straight ahead, gains 3. Sullivan Stadium, Foxboro, Massachusetts. Tim Brandt along with Big Dan Jiggins. 4:47 remaining in the 1st half. The Rams lead the Patriots 3-0. Scoring drive by LA went 9 plays, 73 yards, 1st quarter. It was 1st and goal at the 4, and this play appeared to be a touchdown. But I want you to watch the tight end Johnson as he turns away and drops the ball. And they had to settle for a 19-yard field goal by Lansford, and that's where we are. 3-0 LA. 2nd and 7 for Grogan. He goes deep. Incomplete. Throwing in the direction of Irving Fryer.
Jerry Gray there on the coverage, and once again, excellent coverage by the all-pro cornerback. Hardly Dykes is going to have to go to the store and buy a catch, I think, if he wants to get one, or even Irving Fryer working against Jerry Gray. He's had both of them over there today and has done an excellent job. That time, once again, the arm flies up and just tips the ball out of Irving Fryer's hands.
If you're just joining us, New England in 4 possessions had 3 punts and an interception. Wilson and Grogan both were ineffective. Grogan Now the quarterback, 2 for 7, 7 yards. Wilson on the sidelines. He has a broken index finger that he brought into this game, and he's 2 for 8. 6 defensive backs now for the Rams. Henley and Jackson come in. It's 3rd down and 7 for the Patriots. Grogan fires this one and has the completion. Hartley Dykes makes the catch at the 28, and that ball was thrown with authority.
Thrown with authority and to a big wide receiver. You know, when you're 6'4", you cut in front of those little cornerbacks like Hartley Dykes does here. He's going to come around number 88, and watch him just come right in front of the cornerback, jump up in the air. Again, he has that great leaping ability. That's what gets the ball to him.
Gain of 17, 1st down at the 28.
Didn't have a great start to the season, but has really come on strong for the Patriots of late. Hartley Dykes.
He had 10 catches last week, 2 today. Stevens, right side for 2. And I mean 2 tough yards. Kevin Green made the tackle.
The captain is in the Army during the offseason.
Stevens picks up 2.
Philadelphia leading Phoenix 14-7. Giants and the Raiders all tied up in New York. Dallas and Green Bay still tied 2nd quarter.
Now, if Green Bay loses that game, it doesn't matter what happens here this afternoon. The Rams are in. Raiders and Giants now tied at 14. O.J. Anderson with a 1-yard run. 2nd down and 9 for Grogan. Has all day to throw, and it's incomplete. It was thrown at Fryer, and he wants a penalty against Vince Newsom.
Yeah, but Vince Newsom timed it up pretty good. He came there just as the ball arrived to Irving Fryer and tipped it out. Good defensive coverage in the secondary of the Rams. Another look at it from ground level. Irving Fryer, number 80, working downfield. Now watch Newsom coming in. He really gets in there just when that ball gets in and sticks that hand in there.
Oh, I don't know about that. He was riding him pretty good.
Yeah, but he's looking for the ball.
3rd down and 9 for Grogan. Has the completion. Cedric Jones to the 9-yard line. And Merrill Douglas, the side judge, was nailed.
Yo, Merrill got into the action that time. Better get a chin strap on that hat, Merrill.
A gain of 18. And Merrill Douglas paid the price.
Yeah, the key thing here is watch the back judge, number 102.
That's the side judge. Watch him.
He's going to get taken out in this one. Oh, it's a nice reception anyway by the Patriots.
Merrill Douglas, the side judge, was level.
2 minutes. Notification.
We've got the 2-minute warning. The Patriots are threatening. 1st and goal at the 9. They trail by 3.
Pittsburgh battles Texas A&M. The John Hancock Bowl next Saturday.
Time and time again, for professional photographers and amateurs as well, the world's great pictures are trusted to the same brand of film, Kodak. Why trust your great pictures to anything less?
You kept thinking, it will stop, it will at some point, but it went on forever. So there was glass everywhere.
In the living room, I have a 700-pound soapstone wood-burning stove that had bounced all the way across the living room, sitting in the middle of the floor. It was obvious from the very beginning that our house was no longer habitable. I called my agent and told him we needed to find temporary housing. Within 48 hours, Allstate had written me a check to pay for our moving expenses and for our rent. I expected bean pushers, and I got sensitive people instead.
You wish your data were better directed, that all your departments were interconnected. How are you gonna do it? Well, you're gonna PS to it with the IBM PS2. You want to network up, network down, exchange information with other towns. When you're all linked up, you can share ideas from bottom to top. How are you gonna do it? I'll tell you. You're gonna PS to it The solution is IBM.
This will be the 10th play of the New England drive coming up. Started on their own 33. They've held the ball over 4 minutes. Grogan's got them moving. 2 minutes to go in the half. Fryer in motion. Good protection, intercepted. Strickland with the interception to the 32-yard line. It was intended for Fryer, and Fred Strickland stayed right in front and made the interception, a return of 27 yards.
You know, the play was almost a mirror of the last interception that Strickland got, except this time he didn't have to rely on a tip. He just sits back there. Again, he's going to drop back into his area, number 53, Strickland. Watch him play back there, sitting back in that zone, eyeballing the quarterback, and just reacts to the ball. He never looks for the receiver, simply reacts to where the quarterback is looking, steps in and makes a beautiful interception on Grogan.
That's a poorly thrown pass. It's Strickland's second interception of the afternoon. It's first down, Rams at the 32. Big defensive play by Los Angeles. Everett's not going to waste any time. Throws this one in the direction of Henry Ellard. Incomplete. Rod McSwain was the defensive back.
Second down at 10 at the 32.
Coming up next at the conclusion of our game, NFL doubleheader coverage continues with a rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, Chicago and the 49ers. That's coming up next, and when they scheduled that game at the beginning of the year, they thought that would be big. Still will be fun to watch. Second down and 10 at the 32. Everett, the Holohan.
Pete Holohan didn't like the treatment he was getting when he's down there on the AstroTurf, and kind of reacted to it that time. Got a little edge on him. He came into this game. He's an aggressive kind of a guy out of the University of Notre Dame.
Beach guy, likes the beach.
Yeah, likes to play volleyball.
Like everybody in the stadium likes to be at the beach today.
Yeah, he's playing volleyball this time down on the AstroTurf, because watch him here. He's going to get a little upset with those defensive backs down here, the Patriots. He just didn't appreciate that too much. He goes after Roland James there.
Holohan now has 51 catches for the year. He's the second leading receiver for the Rams. Averages 10 yards a catch. Third down and 4. Everett has plenty of time. And this one's broken up nicely.
You know, the one thing you notice there, Tim, though, is when Everett dropped back, he had to hot step it a little bit. You know, usually he's on a timing pattern. When he drops back, as soon as that back foot hits, he plants and throws the ball.
You talk about timing. Hurst timed that one perfectly and knocked it away at the last second from Ellard. So Hatcher to punt to Irving Fryer. This will be Fryer's second attempt of the year in a punt return position. First one, he really didn't have a shot. It was a touchback, went through the end zone. And he won't have a chance at this one either. It goes out of bounds at the 14. A 48-yard punt and no return. 47 seconds remain in the half. Coming up tomorrow, the NBA continues on CBS. The Cleveland Cavaliers against the Atlanta Hawks. Live 3:30 Eastern Time, 12:30 Pacific. The NBA on CBS.
I just handed a note from that Philadelphia game. Roger Ruzak on a fake field goal threw a 22-yard touchdown pass to Chris Carter, and right now the Eagles lead the Phoenix Cardinals 14-7.
You know who the holder was on that field goal attempt?
Matt Cavanaugh. You'd think that maybe he'd throw the touchdown pass.
Well, I can't fool you. First down, Grogan. Intercepted. This is Gray. This is a touchdown for the Rams.
Touchdown for the Rams.
Return by
flock of Rams over there when Grogan throws this ball into coverage, it's triple coverage over there. And Jerry Gray just does a nice job of stepping right in front of that thing, taking it away from the receiver and taking it on in for the touchdown. What an outstanding cornerback for the Rams.
Boy, the Patriots have played so well to keep the score at 3. That's a big play for the Rams who need this win today to clinch the wild card.
You saw him just wave off the cape. He says, no, I'm hot now. Just let me stay hot. Don't want to put that cape on and let something bad happen to me here.
His 6th interception of the year. Reminder coming up at halftime, Brent and Irv in that warm studio down in New York with all the scores, highlights, and latest information, along with an interview with Bud Carson.
That's not Brent's foot, is it? No, that's the foot of Mike Lansford, the kicker for the Rams. I'm sure there are a lot of people in Southern California that are wondering if he checked the weather report before he came out here.
Lansford took that shoe off yesterday at practice to go out and kick a field goal. He came back out, we grabbed it and hit it from him.
You did. I told him you did it, too.
And he didn't like it a whole lot.
No, he didn't appreciate that.
It's 9-0 Rams. Lansford trying to make it 10. And he does. You know, that's got to hurt.
40 seconds remaining.
Well, those kickers that kick without a shoe say they build up a callus on their feet, so they're able to, you know, really don't feel it as much. But you can watch him, pull up his toes when he's walking on that AstroTurf.
Well, what's the first thing he said yesterday when he came off the field? That hurts. 40 seconds remain in the half. The Rams now have jumped out to a 10-0 lead. The Patriots defense has played quite well. The offense has been shaky. 3 interceptions by New England. 2 by Grogan, 1 by Wilson.
Giants and the Raiders still all tied up. Green Bay's gone ahead of Dallas 10-3 in the second quarter.
Well, the Rams would be wise just to win this game and not worry about help from Green Bay or Minnesota.
You don't want to have to rely on anybody else to do your work for you. You take care of what you've got to take care of and get in that way. That's the best way to do it.
More importantly, they're concerned with the Giants game because the Rams feel they'll win here today, and if the Giants lose, then the Rams get home field.
Detroit certainly has done a great job of coming back this season. At the end of the season, they're probably one of the stronger teams in the NFC Central.
I tell you what, the 2 coaches, now your coach of the year would be who?
Well, I'd pick George Seifert, but I think if you look at turning around a situation, there's 2 coaches that really did it. First one is Joe Gibbs down in Washington. You look at what they've done the second half of the season. And the second one is Wayne Fontes at Detroit. Done a tremendous job with that club.
I agree with both of those. Fontes really turned things around with a young team. And then Gibbs had all of his all-pros get hurt and came in with all young players. They dropped the age of the team 3 years. That average age of the Redskins now is only 25, and they won, what, the last 6 games? Lansford will be kicking off for the Rams. Number 35, George Wansley. Number 80, Irving Pryor are deep. This is taken by the up man, Lynn Dawson, the tight end, to the 36-yard line. And with 35 seconds remaining, it'll be first down and 10 at the 36. Grogan comes back out, and they boo him.
So the Patriots will have the ball, first down and 10. They'll put the ball in play for 37-yard line, 35 seconds.
So we asked ourselves at the beginning of the telecast whether the Patriots play for. We said pride. Certainly the understanding that they have to come back next season. And as we mentioned before, Raymond Berry says, hey, I want you back here on the 26th for a team meeting.
Think we'll see Doug Flutie today?
I talked to him early in the game, and before the game started, he said no. He didn't think he was going to get a chance to play.
Grogan throws this one complete to Dykes, and Dykes is down to the 44-yard line. Tackle made by Vince Newsom.
First down for the Patriots.
And New England takes a timeout.
In July 1988, some said it was luck. In February 1989, some said it was a fluke. In April 1989, some said it was coincidence. In November 1989, some said, get me their phone number. Prudential Bates Securities, rock solid, market wise.
Gain of 19 on that last play. 29 seconds remain in the half. It's 10-0 Rams, and this game is important to the Rams. The Giants are losing, which means if it stays that way, the Rams will have home field for the playoffs.
And the Raiders still have a shot.
Dykes now 3 catches and 40 yards. First down, New England at the 44. Grogan has pressure and he'll be sacked. Kevin Green now has 16.5 sacks for the year. He is the sack leader for the Rams. He comes through untouched and takes Grogan down.
Yeah, Kevin Green, number 91, you're going to see him coming from the left-hand side of your screen. Just a straight power rush there. Never really got touched because he never got blocked. You like those kinds of sacks. That's how come Kevin Green's going to the Pro Bowl.
2nd and 19. This ball is nearly intercepted by Leroy Irvin. It was thrown in the direction of Dykes and badly overthrown. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 19.
You mentioned that the Raiders earlier had a shot at the playoffs. They can get a wild card shot if they win and Indianapolis loses. So that game in New York is a very important game for the Los Angeles Raiders. And Indianapolis right now is losing to New Orleans by a score of 10-6 in the second quarter.
Talking about coaches, not a bad job by Shell out there with the Raiders either.
He's done a tremendous job. He really has.
8 seconds remain. Grogan out of the shotgun. Throws deep, has the completion. 1 second remaining on the clock. Dykes gets out of bounds. No. The clock continues to move. And that should end the half. Well, now one official says he was out of bounds.
And the Patriots have 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, but the clock has gone to 0. So they're either going to have to put another second on the clock or call it a half. Looks like they're going to put another second on it.
If you're the receiver going downfield and you recognize that situation, get out of bounds.
He tried and he did it.
Well, you can call your timeout going out.
They're going to put 1 second back on the clock. Jason Starowski will come on. And it'll be a 45-yard attempt by Starowski. He's 12 of 14 this year. His longest is 50 yards. This is from 45. It has the distance. It's good. There's a flag. So Starowski, who was halfway to the locker room, may have to come back. No, he won't.
Holding on the defense. Number 99. Penalty refused. Field goal's good. Pass down.
So that's the end of the first half with the score. The Rams 10, the Patriots 3.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Subaru. We built our reputation by building a better car. United Airlines, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies. And by Tots, the premium champagne.
Being a part of the U.S. Armed Forces is an experience you can be proud of. It's 32 degrees, and Jan Trumpeter is learning all about her antifreeze. The hard way.
Why is this happening to me?
Don't push your luck. Guarantee it with Advanced Formula Prestone.
Happy holidays from all of us at Angel Soft and Georgia Pacific.
This year, experience the most celebrated championship lineup in the history of televised sport. dream season.
And Irv, the Philadelphia, I almost said Phillies, but the Philadelphia Eagles have an opportunity to have the merriest of Christmases because they lead the Phoenix Cardinals. The score on that one is 14-7. No alcohol being sold at the vet. Everyone was searched prior to the start of the game. That's because of that incident over there a couple weeks ago. Randall Cunningham rolling right and going for a 15-yard touchdown. Now, who in the world framed Roger Ruzak here?
Really a clever play. The Eagles are always looking for an edge wherever they can find it. Here they line up for an apparent field goal attempt. The ball snapped directly to Ruzak, number 7, and he lofts a beautiful pass at Chris Carter, and he rambles in 22 yards for the touchdown.
Now, of course, for the Eagles to win the division championship, they must win this game and get help from the Los Angeles Raiders. And right now they are 17-14, Raiders with the lead. The Rams are in if they win, and they are beating the Patriots, as you know, 10-3 right now at the half. Green Bay and Dallas. Packers win a division if they beat the Cowboys and if Cincinnati beats Minnesota tomorrow night. Now let's take a look at Don Mikowski, and he gets hit by Jim Jeffcoat. And what a lucky break here for the Packers as the ball goes out of bounds and they maintain possession. Troy Aikman with a bad decision here.
He's having a pretty good half here, but this is one pass that got away from him. Johnny Holland picks it off at 6-yard line and rambles up 26 yards, setting up a scoring opportunity for the Packers. They take advantage of it right away. Jeff Query, 14-yard touchdown.
You know, he's had a pretty good season for the Packers.
Yeah, from a small school, too.
You bet. Milliken down in Decatur, Illinois. So it is 10-3 at half. Indianapolis and New Orleans. Colts are in if they win, but the Saints are beating them at the half 10-6. Kansas City, Miami. These two teams still have a chance, but they need help along the way. Loser is out. So it's 21-14, Chiefs with the lead. Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh, and just moments ago, the Steelers punched in their 3rd touchdown, and they still have a chance, but they need help. They lead Tampa Bay 21-10. Detroit and Atlanta, 14-3. If this holds up, the Falcons would have the #1 choice in the draft. Boy, Barry Sanders is something.
Boy, he goes off tackle here on a draw play, 25 yards. The first half he had unofficially, I have 9 carries, 63 yards. He's vying for the rushing title in the entire National Football League.
They may win a division title or at least a wild card next year. And we're going to pause, and we'll be back right after these messages from your local stations.
Wake up to the 90s with Kathleen Sullivan and Harry Smith on CBS This Morning. First to see it, first to say it.
Are you looking for someone to take you out Friday nights? Do you like to take risks on the weekend? Here's one cop who will really take you to the max. Shadow Stevens is Max Monroe, Loose Cannon. Premieres January 5th.
This is CBS.
Mike's desperate to see Springsteen.
I gotta go to the concert.
So Dad scores 2 hot tickets. But there's a catch.
And I'm going with my father.
And when a TV reporter catches them after the concert, Mike's ashamed.
Maybe you and your dad could double with me and my dad some night?
And Dad's hurt.
Dad, you gave me noogies on the evening news.
Mike hides out on the next Growing Pains.
Growing Pains, weeknights at 7:30 on Channel 47.
You'll think it's magic, the way we can pull money out of a hat at Fresno's Broadway Auto Center, because now you can get closeout savings on all 89 models, over 1,500 new cars and trucks. Choose from Ford, Jeep Eagle, Mazda, Buick, Hyundai, Toyota.
And Isuzu, too.
Many priced below invoice.
Many with factory rebates.
So hurry to the big Broadway Auto Center for magical savings on 89 models, because we can't keep doing this magic stuff forever, you know.
If you plan on drinking and driving this year, we wish you luck. A lot of it. Because without it, this is where you'll be spending 1990 and 1991 and 1992 and 1990. If you drink this holiday season, please designate a driver.
Wheel of Fortune, weekdays at 11:30 on 47.
Now, welcome welcome back to our New York studios, and a reminder that coming up in the second game of our CBS Sports NFL doubleheader, Chicago at San Francisco, and Joe Montana will tune up for the upcoming playoffs. He will start at quarterback for the Niners. In case some of you may have missed it last night, I want to show you how the Cleveland Browns captured the Central Division Championship in the AFC, but for a moment, they thought that they had given it back to Houston. Warren Moon took his eye off the snap. Clay Matthews recovering the loose ball for the Browns, but for some reason he elects to lateral the ball off. And the Oilers get a second chance. And they make the most of it. On the next play, Moon strikes for this touchdown. Oilers lead, forcing the Browns to pound it in on their last drive to win the division title. Now, Eric Metcalf was injured, and I asked Bud Carson about the injury.
Well, I'm still waiting for a trainer's report, but there's a chance he has a slight crack, as I understood it last night. And we've been on an airplane all night, so I'm not sure I understood it correctly. But he has a cracked bone down around his little toe. We're not sure that it's a type injury that'll need to be casted and keep him out or not. I think it's really a matter of waiting a few more hours. He's at the Cleveland Clinic now being examined.
But there was a moment last night, I'm sure at the time, you just said, oh, no. And that's this play we're going to take a look at now. The ball is loose. Moon took his eye off the snap, and Clay Matthews is there. What were your thoughts on the sideline?
My thoughts were, when he picked the thing up, that he was going to lateral it to Mark Harper, who is one of our very skilled defensive backs. And instead, he threw it back over his head to Chris Pike, who's 290 pounds and has never had a carry in his career. We would have probably hung him from one of the propellers in the airplane going home if that had been a deciding factor.
Yeah, I'll bet it was a very relieved Clay Matthews at the conclusion of that game. But you get a week off. You don't have to go the wild card route, and I'm sure that you look forward to that. But how do you prepare now for a divisional playoff game? You can't be positive of who you're going to be meeting here for a couple days.
We're not positive, that's true. We got a pretty good idea, but we're just waiting now to make a decision where to go, what kind of warm weather we can get to heal up some of our injuries and try to find control a little bit of our whole program that has not been as good as we'd like it to be, and hopefully make a run at it.
You know, really happy to see Coach Carson. They flew all night. They got in at 6:30 this morning. But the best bet for their opponent in the playoffs will probably be Buffalo, I think.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what you knew, but Bernie Kosar played pretty well in that dome last night. And right now, let's send you back to the stadium and the game you're watching here on CBS.
We're at halftime at Sullivan Stadium. It's 10-3, the Rams. It's been an interesting first half in that the New England Patriots have played extremely well defensively, but the quarterbacks have struggled. Wilson started, broken finger, and he really did not do anything well. And then all of a sudden, Grogan comes in. He throws 2 interceptions.
Yeah, well, the Rams defense gets a lot of credit for that. I think that they've been playing very actively. Fred Strickland, 2 interceptions, has done a great job for the Rams defense, and they've been putting some pressure on the Patriots quarterbacks.
This game could be worse. The Rams were inside the 10. As a matter of fact, they had first and goal at the 4. They squandered an opportunity right here. Here's the pass to Johnson, the tight end.
Damone Johnson in the end zone just takes his eye off the ball just a little bit here on the pass from Jim Everett. Now watch his head as he looks away because he thinks he has that ball tucked away, but you got to look it all the way in.
They had to settle for a 19-yard field goal by Lansford, but then they came back. Grogan really got his team in some trouble here when Gray picked one off and took it back in.
Jerry Gray playing it kind of soft back there in that zone. You see him floating back. Now he's going to come up and just walk right in here. Now there was a flock of Rams around there. There's about 3 or 4 of them, and then Gray just kind of steps in and picks it off and runs it back in very nicely.
Statistically, let's take a look. This will bring you up to date and really tell you how this game has gone, because the Rams, 108 yards rushing, just 46 for the Patriots.
Yeah, and the guy there has been Greg Bell for the Rams. He's just been running the ball very well for the Rams today. And now Jim Everett's had some opportunities to get the ball in the end zone, but has thrown some key interceptions.
And the Rams have a slight advantage in the passing game. Turnovers, that has definitely been a key. New England with 3 interceptions.
And the quarterbacks have been going back and forth, as we mentioned, with interceptions. And one of the things that you always look for is how well they're going downfield. And certainly between Wilson and Grogan, you see those numbers there for the New England quarterbacks.
But the bottom line is it's still a close ball game. It's 10-3 Rams. Our coverage will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
this isn't a little quake. 504, it just felt like a giant jackhammer hit the house. The All-State claims adjuster was driven down here and introduced himself as Roger. He just took me around and consoled me and told me that we were going to get a place to stay in, we were going to be able to rebuild, and then he did something he didn't have to do. He started climbing right up there and hauling stuff out for us. You know, you listen to these ads about you're in good hands, and if you don't go through it, it's just one more ad that you laugh at. Well, I won't laugh at it now.
Imagine a world beneath the sea with an enchanted McDonald's of pure fantasy, where the Little Mermaid's friend Sebastian and Flounder the fish come to life to grant your holiday wish.
Buy a $10 book of McDonald's gift certificates and get a free plush ornament, either Flounder
That's me.
or Sebastian. I always knew I'd be famous. From the all-new Disney animated feature, The Little Mermaid, now in theaters everywhere.
So come to McDonald's, hurry along, like a true fantasy. It's here then, explore your holiday place, McDonald's.
Mike's desperate to see Springsteen.
I gotta go to the concert.
So Dad scores 2 hot tickets. But there's a catch.
And I'm going with my father.
And when a TV reporter catches them after the concert, Mike's ashamed.
Maybe you and your dad could double with me and my dad some night.
And Dad's hurt.
Dad, you gave me noogies on the evening news.
Mike hides out on the next Growing Pains.
Growing Pains, weeknights at 7:30 on Channel 47. This is your home. This is our beat.
23.
There's nothing exciting about it.
You've never been charged with anything?
Events that happen in the Valley will affect you more than anything else. Local news, local sources. That's our commitment. That's our promise. 47 Eyewitness News.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Zenith. The quality goes in before the name goes on. The good time, great taste of McDonald's. And by Toyota's quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me.
Christmas Eve in New England, 1989. And the Rams lead the Patriots 10-3. Rams win today, they're in the playoffs. If they lose, they need help. Green Bay has to lose to Dallas this afternoon. And right now, Green Bay leads. Or Minnesota has to lose to Cincinnati tomorrow night. But the easiest scenario would be the Rams winning here, and that would be it. They'd be in. They're keeping a close eye on the Giants game because if the Rams win and the Giants lose, and the Rams get home field.
Right now, the Raiders are tied up with the Giants at the half, 17 apiece.
You know, I don't care how much you get used to it as a barefooted kicker. It's 20 degrees in New England. Wind chill about 0, and he doesn't have anything
You just
on
can't get used to that, can you? You're too warm weather, Tim. It's nice out here.
Well, it's about 3 shades more red now than it was at the beginning of the game, I can tell you that. Wansley with a big hole and blasts it out across midfield. George Wansley. Tackle was made by Bobby Del Pino. A 40-yard return by Wansley.
You know, when you come right out of the locker room to begin the second half in this cold weather situation like it is, you got to make sure that you're warmed up and ready to go and aggressive. In this case, the Rams coverage team is just not aggressive getting downfield. You saw a lot of people standing around and getting blocked out of the picture.
The scoring today came from a 19-yard field goal by Lansford for the Rams. Then Gray with an interception and a return for a touchdown. And then Jason Starowski of New England hit a 50-yarder just before the half ended. It's 10-3. Rams just underway, second half. Tim Brandt and Dan Jacobs with you. The numbers on Grogan. This is Stevens. Tiptoes back to the line of scrimmage, gains a yard.
I said early in the game that I felt that Stevens had to have a big game if the Patriots are going to be successful today. And so far, he really hasn't. Philadelphia up over Phoenix right now. It's that Raiders-Giants score. Green Bay leading Dallas by 7 at the half.
Stevens Ravens 22 yards on 7 carries. It's 2nd down and 8, New England at the 46. Grogan throws over the middle, and that was almost intercepted. Boy, was that poorly thrown.
Yeah, but the problem was Kevin Green was rushing Grogan, and that's what really caused some problems for Grogan. He's trying to unload the football and just can't get out there now. The guy that's blocking is Douglas, number 67 there, and you can see he doesn't get any extension and get Green off of him and keep him off of the quarterback. He's got to slide out there, pick Green off and try to keep some cushion.
Grogan had surgery on his neck in the offseason.
Yeah, and his dog had the same kind of surgery. The dog is 14 years old, had to have the same kind of surgery. Grogan's back throwing, and the dog's looking pretty good too now.
3rd down and 8 at the 46. Dog's 14 years old. Cedric Jones can't get it. Urban was the defender back there on Cedric Jones.
Yeah, but I think what Steve Grogan wants, he wants Cedric to run through that ball. Now, Cedric has had his problems with injuries this year, but watch now. If he continues to run and go through the ball instead of leaping up and trying to avoid the defensive back, then chances are he's going to catch the ball. And you can see Steve Grogan's reaction to it. So that one would have put us in the money.
So Fiegels comes on to punt. He had a 52-yarder earlier. Henley and Irvin are deep for the Rams. But Fiegels gets off a beauty. High spiraling punt that'll be fair caught at the 7 by Henley. Why would he fair catch it inside the 10?
Well, he probably thought it was going to, the way that it was coming down, maybe he thought it was going to die and then spin right there, maybe about to the 5-yard line. That's the only thing that you can think about. He was going through his mind.
38-yard punt, no return. A reminder, coming up next at the conclusion of our game, our NFL doubleheader coverage continues with a rematch of last year's NFC Championship game. Chicago Bears travel to Candlestick to take on Joe Montana and the San Francisco 49ers. First down, Rams at the 8. This is Bell, cuts back against the grain, across the 15 to the 20-yard line. Fine run by Greg Bell, finally stopped by James.
Well, I tell you what, Greg Bell is really, that's great vision downfield now. You see him making those little cuts, the little slides that he'll make. Now watch him here. He's going to pull up, do a little hesitation here now, cut back to that backside. See that little shoulder movement? That's what throws the defense off. You saw number 96 there. Williams couldn't adjust to it, and finally he makes the tackle downfield, at least helps out on it. Greg Bell's running very well today for the Rams, 111 yards.
He went over 1,000 yards today. Gain of 13. It's first down and 10 now at the 21. Del Pino. And Del Pino picks up a good chunk. They'll give him 7.
Hey, let me tell you something, though. The reason why those running backs is running so well, watch Jackie Slater, number 78. That's an all-pro block right there. Now watch that block. That's a devastating block. He takes out the whole side of that defense for the Patriots, and that's why those running backs have those big lanes up in there to run. That's how come Jackie Slater's in the Pro Bowl.
That's why Del Pino's averaging almost 5 yards per carry.
Old Jackie, around a while. Both came in at the same time, came into the league at the same time. I left a lot faster than he did.
It was a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. This is Greg Bell, big hole, almost loses the ball, and then goes down at the 37-yard line.
Greg Bell has joined some elite company in the National Football League, running the football. And certainly on the Rams, they got a 1,000-yard club of their own going. Everett's thrown for over 4,000. Ellard, Flipper Anderson gone over 1,000 yards in receiving. Greg Bell now with 1,047 yards rushing.
John Robinson has had a 1,000-yard rusher 7 straight years with the Rams. And they've become more of a passing team with the maturation of Everett. First down at the 37. This is Everett, throws. And Ellard says he made the catch. The official says he didn't. No good.
Henry's saying, hey, at least give me credit for going down here on this cold AstroTurf and picking this ball up. Everett throws this one just a little low now because Henry Ellard had gone. I think if you put this ball up and lofted it a little bit more, Henry Ellard might be heading towards the end zone.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. The ball at the 37. 11:43 remaining third period. sunny sun that we had earlier is gone. Cloud cover has come in, and the temperature's starting to drop again. The wind is starting to pick up here at Sullivan Stadium as well. Bell to the 46-yard line, taking tacklers with him. Oh, what a powerful runner. Greg Bell, 5'11", 210-pounder.
Yeah, but you know, you get that blocking out of the backfield. And once again, Slater, 2 key blocks on the play. One at the line of scrimmage and one downfield. You see him there walking back with Bell. Now, watch McGee here, number 24. Slater's going to make his block up inside as well. Now, those are the first blocks. But you see those guys getting downfield and getting those secondary blocks, getting in people's way and keeping them off your running back. That's the key to that running game.
16 carries, 129 yards now for Bell. We'll keep you updated on his accomplishments. First down, Rams.